Global warming has caused 28 trillion tons of ice to disappear from the Earth's surface since 1994. Firstpost. Bacteria on the ISS survive the perils of space for 3 years. CNET. How low did it go? Scientists calculate Earth's ice age temperatures. CGTN. Montreal now home to world's biggest rooftop greenhouse, the size of 3 football fields. CTV News Montreal. Novel cell-based therapy holds promise for obesity and diabetes. News Medical. Net. Metro Vancouver outlets to gain Burberry, Max Mara, Tory Burch and more. Vancouver Sun. Eatery steamed after city closes patio. Winnipeg Free Press. Car-sharing company Communauto to launch in Calgary. CBC.ca. Hot housing market. Orleans home sells for $252,000 over asking price. CTV Edmonton. Researchers develop first controllable, walking, micro-robots. Design engineer